What's up, family? This is the Black Truth Seeker channel, and I will be your host tonight. And my name is the Black Truth Seeker. I'm not going to be with you long. I just have a message that I want to convey to the Black community concerning this February 28th boycott this Friday that's supposed to be taking place. And created, ran, and orchestrated by Reverend Al Sharpton. But brothers and sisters, I want to give you some facts about when it comes to boycotting and protesting and things of that nature. It seems as though we can't get out of the 60s. You know, we're kind of like stuck in the 60s. And our great brother, may he rest in peace, Dr. Martin Luther King, he said himself, that he believed that he has led, his people into a burning building, a burning house. But that's a whole nother subject. I'm not going to wander away from what I want to talk to you about. First of all, protests and boycott, and I want to speak about boycott in particular. Boycotting do not work unless you have something to bag it up with. I'm going to say that again. Boycotting do not work unless you have some type of action or some type of structural action that's going to follow this boycott. If I was to use protests as a quintessence, when you go on a protest, that's the same as putting in a petition for something. There's an outcry. You trying to get somebody's attention that you just don't feel right about how you've been treated when it comes to certain things like ethics, politics, policies, and things of that nature. So you put your petition in, but just like boycotting, petitions, protests do not work unless you have some type of structure behind it. You got to have something structural that you're going to implement after you protest. You don't just put your petition in and don't do anything about it. Most of us that's going to attend this event Friday, because, when we hear a word from someone who is prominent as Al Sharpton, we believe that everything that comes out of his mouth is gold. Okay? We really think that boycotting is the answer, but you just don't boycott. You got to have some type of structure in place where, okay, after you put this boycott into effect, then what are you going to do next? What comes next? That's got to be your mentality. Or else it's just going to be business as usual. Everybody is going to go on this boycott for one day, and after that day is up, it's going to be business as usual. And you will not have accomplished a damn thing. The first thing we have to do, we have to be educated. Okay? And you don't wait for some college professor or someone with a high IQ to educate you. Nobody can educate you better than yourself. So first thing that we must do, we must be educated. And if I'm not mistaken, this boycott is supposed to be pertaining to DEI. For those who don't know what DEI is diversity, equity, inclusion. Okay, I call it affirmative action on steroids. Because just like affirmative action, the biggest benefactors were white women back in the 60s, all the way up until affirmative action was discontinued. And it's the same thing with DEI. The biggest benefactors are white women. People of color, well, that's what they call us. I don't like that term, because we're not people of color. We're black people. That's the construct title that was placed on us back in the 1800s. So why we want to be called people of color and disadvantaged communities and all of these code names, I'll never understand. But we only comprise 4%. 4% are the benefactors. If you're black, if you're brown, if you're Latino, if you're Mexican, or any of those ethnic cultures and groups, all you comprise is 4%. Where white men and mostly white women comprise 17%. So when you go on this boycott, you got to ask yourself, what is the reason? Why am I doing this? Most of us think that we're doing it because our rights is being stepped on. You follow me? But the truth is that DEI does not benefit us at all. It doesn't benefit us at all. So why are we going out on this boycott? And my thing is this. Okay, I know some of you are aware of Al Sharpton when he got, a few hundred, I think it was up in the hundreds, of black people to support Costco's, because Costco's wasn't really behind the discontinuance of this program. So he had what they call a buy-in. Okay, so you're going to give all of those black dollars to a corporation that's not even ran by blacks, that's not even owned by blacks, and you're going to line their pockets up. Mr. Sharpton, where is that energy for us? How come those black, now you want to tell them to put the money, go on this boycott for 24 hours and spend with black people? I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. Black businesses, I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. I want to make this message very brief and concise. Okay? But instead of you doing that, if you are a true civil rights leader, those dollars should have been going into black businesses anyway. Why do you care about a non-black organization, whether they stand for DEI or not? Why should you care? Those were wasted black dollars. You're steering them in the wrong direction. If you're gonna boycott for us. Teach the people how to boycott for themselves. Because when you go boycotting, you know what you're doing? You're really damaging the few black businesses that we have in these corporations and companies like Target and Walmart and things like that. You have black businesses that's a part of these companies. So when you talk about boycotting Target, you boycotting your own people. Because I'm not concerned about non-blacks. I'm not concerned about them. I don't care if it was just one or two black businesses in Target. If you go out there and boycott against Target, you're boycotting against black people. Well, let's get that straight. Let's be clear with this, And this is what I mean by being educated. Most of us don't even know what DEI is. We're only following the leader. We playing this game called Follow the Leader. And we don't realize that the leader is bought and sold. It's sold out and bought. The leader got millions in his pockets. The leader ain't gonna tell you the truth. The leader ain't gonna tell you the truth and tell you that you should be boycotting every damn day until we get what was rightfully ours. And I'm not gonna get off on that too, but rightfully ours, I'm speaking about reparations, not just checks. We're owed much more than just a menial check. But if you're going to boycott for something that's going to help us. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So all of you black folks that's going out, that's following this particular protest and, I'm not going to spend, okay, well, Ask yourself, how many black grocery markets do we own? How many black businesses and corporations that's the size of a Target and a Walmart that we can go to? See, Sharpton ain't telling you that. How many black businesses that you can actually say, well, I'm gonna go spend $100-200 or whatever, and I'm gonna support them, and knowing that you're gonna, I guarantee you, if a lot of us do that, a lot of us gonna starve for that one day. And all of these predominantly black cities, you know, like Detroit, Baltimore, New York, you know, all the black folks is living in one little particular area. All the people that own all the infrastructures, the stores, the banks, the hospitals, and all that, you're talking about Arabs, you're talking about Asians, and you're talking about Jews. So where are you going to spend who's black that you're going to spend your dollars with other than a chicken shack down the street? So that's pretty much my message for the night. You know, I just want to, you know, get that out there and get people to thinking. Think for yourself. Don't let somebody else think for you. Because the days of black leadership was gone. Khalid Muhammad was the last real black leader that we had. So now we got to stop looking for a savior. And he was like back in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was the last. And before him, you got to go all the way back to the 60s. You don't have no real black leaders out here. Don't let these people fool you. If they was real, they would actually be talking about the R word. Some of you know what I'm talking about when I say the R word, you know. This stuff ain't no game. You playing with people's lives, and you really playing with their lack of intelligence. Because a lot of us don't understand. A lot of us is incognizant. We're unaware of what's really going on in this country. We're still unaware. And the ones that do know, they got that mindset of a go along, get along. You know, I don't care. All I want to do is just, you know, collect my Social Security and live my life out and die. But we got to do better, my brothers and sisters. We got to do better. Following this video, I'm going to put out another video. You can check it in the description. I'm going to put the name of it in the description. And I see you on the next outing. Until then, peace out. And let the truth be told.